Okay, Year 9, today we're going to keep going with some more sketching from 7.4. First thing we're going to do is quickly go over the first method that we did the other day, x and y intercept. So 3y plus 4x equals negative 12, little heading, x-intercept, let y equal 0. Do it straight from where you can see it there. So it's going to be 3 times 0 plus 4x equals minus 12. That's 0, so that just cancels. 4x equals negative 12. Opposite of 4 multiplied by is divide by the number. So you will get x equals negative 3. As soon as you've got that, you need to write it down. Okay, I do have people from the other day, they get this answer and they get this answer and they put it as 1 point. Okay, that is not going to work. You need to write that down as one of your coordinates. Then you need to do it the other way. Y-intercept, let x equal 0. So your equation is 3y plus 4x equals negative 12. So we'll have 3y plus 4 times 0 equals negative 12, which is the same as 3y equals negative 12. Divide both sides by 3. So x equals negative 4. Okay, there are your two equations. Sorry, points. So x is negative 4 and, oh, sorry, why is that? Oh, no, that's y. Y is negative 4. So your point is x equals 0, so 0, and y equals negative 4. They're your 2 points. So if you were not plotting correctly the other day, you have to go back and think about how to do it properly, because this is really important, okay? This is a terrible diagram, but I'm just going to get this down quickly. So we have negative 3, 0. So x is first, negative 3, 0 over here. The other point is 0, negative 4. So it's down here. And you put your line through it and you label it 3y plus 4x equals minus 12. All right, there's your line. Some people are trying to graph minus 3 and minus 4 as one coordinate, which of course you can't do. You need to have 2 points. Okay, next method, which we're doing today, gradient intercept method. So here's a straightforward y equals mx plus c. First thing you do is mark in the y-intercept. So that's obviously why earlier on in the chapter we want you to be able to see which part is the y-intercept. So in this case it's 2. So when I say mark in, it means put a dot. What is the rise and the run of the gradient? Can you show the rise and the run from your from your y-intercept? Now by show, that's probably not the right word that I've used. Can you find or use the rise and the run? So we're going to write down what the gradient is. The gradient is 3/4. And we know the gradient is how far we rise and how far we run. So that means we're going to rise 3 and then we're going to run across 4, and we do this from the y-intercept. And that's how we do these questions. So from here we're going to go up 3, 1, 2, 3. Don't put a dot yet. We've only done that part. So now we have to run 4, and it's plus, so we go to the right. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to put a dot there, and that's our line that we want. And we're going to label it, of course. All right, so write down your y-intercept, work out rise and run, and then just do it on your page. And then you'll have these 2 coordinates. All right, so let's have a look at another one. What do you do first? What do you look at first? You look at the y-intercept. In this case, it's +1. So we're going to go, and that's our first dot, is at +1. This is our rise over run. Now this will happen often. If we write it down, we can see it's not a fraction. So think about what that means. -3 over 1. If anything, if you want to make a fraction out of any number, you just put it over 1. And normally we'd never do that, but we're going to do it now so you can clearly see what the rise and the run is. Okay, Now, you can do one of two things here. I like to separate the minus and put it out there. And then we just do 3 over 1. This means we put the y-intercept here. And you can decide if you go down on the 3 or down on the 1. Okay, I'm going to go down 3. So let's go 1, because it says minus, 2, 3. And then we just go across to the right, because you've already used that up here, 1 spot. And that's where your line would be. Okay, what if someone else next to me in class wanted to do the minus on the bottom? Let's see what happens. So from the 1, remember, we're going to go up 3. 1, 2, 3. And this time, instead of to the right, we're going to go to the left. And look what happens. It's on the line as well. So it actually doesn't matter. You can go down 3 and to the right 1. Or you can go up 3 and to the left 1. And you will find they're on the same line. All right, now I've written tricky one. It's not that tricky. You just have to make it y equals first. So that's why we do that in another exercise. So we're trying to get y by itself. How do you get rid of, oh, that's an arrow, not a minus. How do you get rid of 4x? We're going to subtract 4x from both sides. So this will become 2y equals this. But put your x in the start, even though it's a minus, because that makes it easier for us. And we've got plus 3 here. Still not in y equals, it says 2y equals. So we have to divide every part by 2. So this is transformation that we did before to make y equals. This becomes minus 2x plus, and this becomes, you just leave it as 3 on 2, or you might put it as 1.5. Doesn't matter at all. All right, let's see what we've got. We've got a y-intercept, or a c, of 1.5. And we've got a gradient, which is rise over run, of minus 2 over 1. No number there, so it must be a 1. All right, so let me think. I'm going to go y-intercept. I'm sorry, I don't have a ruler. You guys need to have rulers, unlike your naughty teacher. Okay, so y-intercept of 1.5, we're going to start here. That's 1.5. Rise, minus 2. All right, this time I might go down. No, because then I get below and that makes it tricky. So I'm at 1.5. I'm going to go up 1, up 2. So now I'm sitting here. So in fact, I'm going to do 2 over minus 1. Remembering they're going to give you the same answer. If this is 1.5 here, 2.5. This must be 3.5. And then we're going to go the minus. We haven't used the minus yet because we went up. We're going to go to the left 1 spot. So this point here, this one, is 1.5, 0. And this one up here, sorry, it's a little bit messy. We've gone up 2, so that means we've landed at 3.5. And because of the minus, we've gone left 1 spot. So this means that's minus 1. Put your line through, label, and you're done. Let's have a quick look if we'd done it the other way. So if we started here, we would have gone down to here, and then down to here, minus 2, and then this would have just been go to the right. And yeah, that's kind of a bit crappy because I didn't use a ruler, but it would be on the same line. Okay, one last thing. What if there is no y-intercept? These ones are quite straightforward. So in this case, the y-intercept is 0. The gradient, which is rise over run, equals 5 over 1, as we said. So let's have a look at what this might look like. Okay, so we have a y-intercept of 0. So that means our first dot is right in the centre. Then we want to rise up 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to go across 1. So this point is going to be 1, 5. Put a line through it and write it. What you will find though is it's always going to go through 0, 0. So what if there's no y-intercept? Remember now, forevermore, it will always go through the origin. And why is that? Why does that make sense? Because if there's no y-intercept, the y-intercept is 0. So it crosses y at 0. So let's have a look at one more. Same deal. The gradient is going to be, the y-intercept is going to be 0. We're going to have minus 10 over 1 this time. Think about where you're going to go this time. We're going to put a y-intercept of 0. And then we're going to go, I'm going to go down this time to show you the different way. So we're going to go minus 10. So we're going to go all the way down to here, and this will be minus 10. And we're going to go across 1. So we're going to end up here. So this point will be 1, negative 10. And you can see it's a negative gradient, a negative line, which is what we wanted. And it goes through 0, 0. So it is y equals minus 10x. Done. All right, so we've split this up. So now these are the kind of questions you can do from today's explanation. Thank you.